Here are a few examples of the distance formula. The distance formula. These are pretty straightforward, so I'm going to skip down to number 6, which frankly somebody asked me to do, so that's what I'm going to do. So the distance formula: x minus x squared plus y minus y squared, square root of it all. So that means for number 6, the distance formula would be like this. Okay, x minus x, so that would be -1 plus 6 squared. Minus a negative is addition. Now I'm going to do the y minus y squared. So -4 minus 0. Or I could have done 0 plus 4. But I'll just stay in the same order and say -4 minus 0 squared. So that is how you set up the distance formula for these numbers. If you put this in your calculator, I'm betting that it gives you this. But let's go ahead and see. Why not? -1 plus 6. Oh look, square root of 41, which is also 6.4. Okay, so yeah, that's how you do number 6. Number 6 is the same as all the other problems. Let's see. Even the ones that have fractions and radicals and stuff, they still work the same as all the other problems. Alright, let's see. Let's do number 12 and 13 as an example. So then you should be able to do the other ones yourself, or yourselves. So number 12, distance formula. Let's bring the distance formula back down here. Alright, so here we go. The distance should be the square root of x minus x squared. So that's going to be 2/3 minus 2 squared plus y minus y squared. So that would be -1 minus 1/3 squared. That's it. So if I put that in my calculator, that should be this right here. So let's put it in the calculator and see. 2/3 minus 2. And what was the other one again? -1 minus 1/3. Whoops, I missed something. -1 minus 1/3. Okay, that is how you can, squared. That is how you type all this in your calculator. You can type almost anything into this calculator. Just type it in exactly the way it looks on your paper. And see what we get. Alright, well, it's not giving us the radical this time. It's giving us 1.88 or 1.89. Okay, so that's where the 1.89 is coming from. And you know what, that's good enough. I could show you how to make the calculator do the whole radical thing, but I'm not going to. 1.89, let's just go with that. Okay, let's see what happens when we try to do number 13. Let's bring our distance formula over here. See if I can move this out of the way for a second. Oh, I thought I hit it. I thought I hit it. Okay, let's do this distance formula for number 13. One more time. Square root of x minus x. So that's going to be radical 3 minus 2 radical 3. So here we go. Radical 3 minus 2 radical 3 squared plus. Now it's time for y minus y squared. Well, that's easy. 3 minus 5 squared. So it's just a matter of typing this into the old calculator, my friend. Radical 3 minus 2 radical 3 squared. Let's see what happens. One thing, see how the cursor is under the radical right now. If I tried to make a parentheses or something, the parentheses is going to end up inside the radical, and that's not what I want. So what you need to do is hit the right arrow key to get out from under the radical. Okay, see how now I'm not under the radical anymore? So now I can close the parentheses properly and square it. So if you're getting things under the radical that you don't want to be, just remember to use the arrow keys to get out from under the radical. But anyways, plus, and what was it? 3 minus 5, that's right. Squared. Okay, so that's giving us radical 7. Is that what the answer key said? Oh look, radical 7. Kablow. If I hit the little toggle button, radical 7 or 2.6. 2.65. Okay, so that's how you put these things into your calculator. Just type it in, just like anything else, really. They're all the same. No matter what kind of weird expression they give you, just type it directly into the formula and put it in your calculator. Alright, since somebody did mention number 14, I'm just going to go ahead and do it, just for the sake of being thorough and complete. Let's see, looking at Edmodo, 6, 13, and 14. Why not? I threw in 12 as like a bonus. You're welcome. Okay, so fine. Last but not least, number 14. You should probably pause the tape. Anybody that's watching this, if you haven't done 14 yet on your own, please don't just sit there copying me doing number 14. pause the video, do number 14 your own self, and then if you get the right answer, you don't have to watch the video at all. But if you get the wrong answer, then hit play and find out what you did wrong. Okay. Alright, so what do I got to do here? I felt like switching colors. I'm getting tired of red. Do you ever just get tired of red sometimes? I sure do. I'm going to use blue. One more time. The distance equals the square root of x minus x. So that's going to be 2 radical 2 minus 3 radical 2 squared plus y minus y. So that's going to be negative 1 minus 4 squared because of y minus y. So it's just a matter of typing this into the old calculator. 2 radical 2 minus 3 radical 2. Let's start with that. Square root of, open parentheses. By the way, these parentheses, not optional. You need them. So what was it? 2 radical 3. I forgot already. 2 radical 2 minus 3 radical 2. Okay, 2 radical 2. Notice how I had to hit that arrow key. See how I'm under the radical? Then I hit the arrow key, and now I'm not under the radical. You have to be careful to do that. So 2 radical 2 minus 3 radical, did it again. 2 radical 2 minus 3 radical 2. I'm under the radical. I hit the arrow key. I'm not under the radical anymore. Very important. Close that parentheses and square it. Plus, open parentheses, negative 1 minus 4. Negative 1 minus 4, close parentheses, squared. So that's how you type it into your calculator. And 3 radical 3, which has a decimal, is 5.20. So that's how we're getting 3 radical 3 or 5.20. Okay, my friends, those were the ones that were specifically requested, but really all of these problems are done exactly the same way. So I want to believe that you can do it just by checking your answers. You know, if you get the wrong answer, just, you know, double check and see what you typed in. Try something else. But, you know, if you still have a question, post it. Send me your question and I'll make another video or whatever. Peace.